All right, so now there is one more thing I want us to look at real quick. We had spoken about it, when you would have seen it in the WhatsApp messages that were sent to you. I believe a lot of us already even have access, to it, because even if you source properly, even if you find the right supplier, even if you are able to manage your shipping, you still have one answer, you still have one very important question to ask. How much should I sell this for? Sean spoke about, knowing your profit margin. How much do I sell this product so that I'm able to make profit, so that I don't, run at loss? And this is what, a lot of business owners price by looking at what other people are selling for. What Mr. A is selling. What if Mr. A didn't buy it at the rate you bought it? What if Mr. B didn't buy it at the rate you bought it? So they could be selling for 20,000 naira. So I'm going to sell my 20,000 naira, but your cost may be different, different from that. So instead of guessing, let's calculate real quick, right? So the whole idea of this calculator is for you to know your costs, for you to be able to price with confidence, for you to be able to, import smarter, right? It is one thing for you to import. It is another thing for you to protect your cost. It is another thing for you to, not lose money. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's walk through this together. So the first thing you need to do is to make a copy, so you can, have your own editable version. So you can keep editing as you go, right? So you get your shipping cost. If you don't know it already, you can use Proc360 shipping calculator to estimate your shipping fee. So once you have gotten your shipping cost, you fill in, enter your product costs, quantity, your shipping cost, customs if you use a separate company that gives you custom fee different and shipping different. But the beautiful thing is that with Proc360, you are not getting shipping costs differently or custom costs differently. You get all your costs upfront, so there are no surprises. Not like, oh, you should be expecting to pay 100,000 naira for your shipping fee and custom. And when it gets to custom, you are hearing, no, you are not paying 100,000 naira again. You are paying 250,000 naira. So no, so there are no surprises up front. You get a shipping cost that has custom fee inclusive, not separately. So your local cost, your target profit margin. So we're going to check our dashboard for the total landing cost. That's after we have imputed all of the details that we need. Then we compare with what other people are selling for that particular product. All right, so this is the tab where you put in all of the numbers. So when you are using your calculator, you already know there's an instruction tab, there is the input tab, right? So this is where you put the particular thing that you would like to know the price. Right. So the first thing, maybe you have maybe it's a kitchen scale, right? Or maybe it's a shirt, maybe it's a skirt, maybe it's a shoe, maybe it's a bag, whatever thing it's it is, right? You put the name here. So it helps you know what exactly you are pricing, right? Then you add the quantity that you purchased. How many pieces of this particular item did I buy? Then you add the total amount paid to the supplier plus the delivery in China. Not delivery out of China or within China, because suppliers collect their delivery fee. Just like the way when you buy something, if you're in Lagos, maybe you buy something from Ikeja and it's coming to Aja, you pay for a delivery fee, right? That brings that particular item to you. So that's the same thing here. So your total amount paid for the number of items that you bought, right? Plus the delivery from the supplier to the warehouse, you put it here. Then we have the shipping and clearing cost. So your international shipping fee, enter how much you paid for shipping. If you haven't shipped yet, like I said, you can use Proc360 shipping calculator to estimate the cost. So you see that there are a lot of resources that Proc360 is offering to just make your life easier and for you to avoid costly mistake. Then we have the custom or import duty, which is your custom clearance fee. So enter how much you paid for custom. That's if you paid for custom separately, right? You enter how much you paid here. If it was already part of the shipping fee, there's no need. So you can just clear it off, for you. you leave it blank, right? Or you put 0, whatever thing you want to put there. So we have your local logistics cost. How much did that particular, your goods, when it got to Nigeria, how much did it take for it to get from the warehouse in Nigeria to your doorstep? How much did it take for you? You know, all of those costs, even if it was bike, you used to go and pick it from the park, add it. Even if it was whatever thing you use it to go and get it, add it. So that's what you add here, your local delivery to your store, your packaging cost, the nylon that you use in packaging, the stickers, everything at all, you add it here. So we have operational costs, your sales cost, per month, all of the things that you did, to just derive sales. Maybe you are the person that, you pay people to go and talk to other people, to help you bring customers. You put it here. Your human resource, the person working for you, your procurement officer, your sales rep, your cleaner, whoever you are paying that is within that business, and how much you're paying, you put it here. Your utility, right? Your electricity bill, water bill, waste bill, all of those bills, you put it here. Your marketing cost, you also put it here. Your rent, you might not be staying in a particular shop for free. Don't ignore that, those costs, you also add it here. How much do you pay all of these things per month, right? So then your inventory duration, how many months will it take for you to sell this particular stock? If it is 2 months, you write it 2. If it is 1 month, you write it here. Then your target profit margin. Are you looking at adding 30%, of what it, of 30% of the selling price you want as your profit, or 40% or 50%, whatever percentage that you want to add, you also put it there. Then we have the average price for the similar product. So this is what your competitors are selling, what your neighbor in the market is selling, what Mama Rukayat on your Instagram store, wherever, or TikTok store is selling. So you add it here. So once you've added all of those numbers, right, you come here to the dashboard, right, and you see the total price. So you already see like the total, how much the total goods cost, how much your shipping cost, how much custom cost. Then this is your total landing cost, right? Your total landing cost, this is it here. So for those that don't know how to calculate your total landing cost, this is how you calculate your total landing cost. Then the additional cost, all of those things that we put in, your local delivery, packaging, operational costs, they will automatically be imputed here because you have already filled them here. So all this, all these cells, all these fields on this particular sheet has already been prepared for you. You don't need to edit anything. The only place you are editing is this place, right? The inputs tab, right? But this place has already been done for you, so you don't need to impute anything. You don't need to change anything. You just calculate it for you, and you just get to see it here. Then you see your landing cost per unit. So you already know that there's a total landing cost. Now, for 100 pieces, 1 unit, that's 1 item. This is the total landing cost. The additional cost for 1 item, this is it. And this is your total cost for 1 item. Then now to your selling price. Your suggested selling price is this. It automatically calculates it for you that this is your suggested selling. This is how much you can sell it, right? Then this is your profit per unit, right? For each item that you sell, this is how much you get, right? So it also adds here the average market price that you already imputed there. And if you check it now here, you see that you added 20,000 naira as the average market price. That's what your competitors are actually selling, right? And you see here that your own selling price is 15,507.14 naira. There is already a message here that says your price is already below market price. You can increase your price. So you see, you already have an insight that, oh, my price is below market price. What that means is that I can increase my profit margin. If it is more than the market price, it will show here that it is higher, right? It's above market price. Consider your profit margin. You can go ahead and reduce your profit margin, right? In that way, you are able to strike a balance, and you know that you are not pricing based on feelings. You are not pricing because my neighbor said so, or because the market says so. You are pricing based on decisions, based on numbers, knowing your numbers, so that you do not make mistakes. All right. Okay. So I think so when we put all of these numbers together, like I said earlier, the calculator has already given us a much more informed basis for setting up selling price, right? So you should not just be asking, can I sell this, right? You should be asking, can I sell this at a price that will make this business worthwhile? That's the question you should be asking. Can I sell it at a price that will make me more profit? And I think this brings us back to what Sheung was talking about earlier. Pricing shouldn't be something you figure out after you have already bought the stock, right? You want to understand your numbers before you commit your money, because once you have spent the money, Otilo, that's gone. That's not how they say it. Like Otilo, yeah, it has gone, you know, and you are already dealing with the consequences of that decision. So the smarter approach is calculate, understand, decide, and use a structure like Proc360 to make informed decisions.